Alrighty then. What is going on with you? I hope you're having a great week or had a great week. We're just in here getting things together. Let me turn this up a bit. I had myself turned down so I couldn't hear myself so well. But welcome to the live stream. I see we have a couple here on already. And today, like I said, we're really going to be talking about, today we're really going to be talking about some beginner RCs and drones, RC vehicles and drones. Looking at that, it doesn't even look like I spelled it correctly, but that's okay. So we have some beginner RCs and drones that we're going to be talking about today. Again, make sure you say hello in the chat and let me know that you're here and where you're watching from. I'd love to hear that from you. And if you have any questions about any of the products that I'm going to be sharing with you today, make sure you ask those questions. A few of them are new to me. I've tried a couple and actually been able to throw a couple of short videos, demonstration videos together for some of them. But many of them, I just received them like within the last day or so. And so I've been trying to get in. So we're going to do a couple of unboxings during this live stream, as well as we're going to jump in and try to take a look at some of these fantastic RC products and, kind of share them with you. And hopefully, and again, this is the perfect time, and I've said this in the last couple of live streams, this is actually the perfect time to start doing your holiday shopping so that you're not in a position where you are behind, you're busy trying to play catch up, and you don't start the new year off trying to recover from holiday spending. So you can start early. Try to get some of the things that you're in need of or you have your eye on. In some cases, you may catch deals now, especially when it comes to RC products, because in many aspects, they're considered toys. As the demand goes up, the number of actual promos and coupon codes and all this kind of stuff that's available to you have a tendency to be less because there's higher demand for those things. So make sure that you do. I had a ton of promo codes in the last live stream. I do have a few in this one, not as many, and a couple that should be ongoing. So I'll be sharing those as well. But like I said, now's a perfect time to do your holiday shopping. If somebody's got a birthday coming up within the next 2, 3, 4, even sometime in January, now's a perfect time to start picking up some of these awesome RC products and having them available for you so that you can give them as a gift when that time comes. We'll throw this little tidbit in as well. As I always say, make sure that you do go in and kind of do at least a quick test to make sure everything is working properly for you. And then that way, when you give it as a gift, you know that everything's working. So you do your test. So if you do need to, reach out because something might not be working the way you want it to, you can return it and actually get a replacement or whatever you need to within that period of time that either Amazon or the manufacturer gives you for that product. So with that, we're going to stop and jump right into the first one. The DE70 is one of those little, and I mean, this is tiny. So I'm going to have another, I've actually already started scheduling for the next live stream, and which is most likely going to be next Friday. And that live stream is going to be on RC toys, because this one is actually an RC toy. It's not a hobby grade RC product. RC toys or indoor RC products for kids and indoors, whether you're adult, kid, whatever, things that you would want to use indoors because the winter months are coming. If you live in Virginia like I do, you might be dealing with, hey, it's going to start getting really cold out and a brother's not going to be outside in the cold. I spent 4 years in upstate New York freezing my backside off. I just say it that way. And me and Nicole don't do very well together. So during the cold months, I will get out and fly drones and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to be looking and flying some of the smaller drones that I can fly around here in my office in any, in any RC products that I can actually fly around or do or share or have fun with here inside versus going outside. So this happens to be one of those things. And in case you haven't figured it out, normally the way I structure my live streams, I'm not random. I basically put things in a specific order based on price. So the base price of whatever the product as it shows up on Amazon is how I do my live stream. So you'll always see the lower cost items up front, not necessarily quality, but lower cost items up front and in categories. Right now we're talking about RC cars. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, and they're going to gradually go up in base price. But remember this, coupons or any promo codes that I have in the live stream, as well as any coupons that you can clip on these products, may take the price down quite a bit depending on the product. So just want to throw that out at you as well. Like I said, this one, I have not run it myself yet. Actually, I'm not even thinking I've taken this one out of the box yet. The seal is still on it. So I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. So let's go ahead and take this little guy out. I was trying to get out yesterday and do some, trying out some of these and all of that, but I could only do so many. And we've had, the weather's been a little crazy the last couple of, at least this last week. So this is the DE70 2.4 gigahertz, which is the signal for the radio off-road RC car. And it's a smaller 1/22nd scale, very small metal body RC car. So very small, I mean very small. Look at that little guy. And it's pretty cool. It's got shocks, it's not independent suspension, but basically front and rear. This one doesn't shift from side to side like some of the other ones do. I have another one here that looks like the big brother to the DE70 over here that I'll show you in just a second. Looks like we have, like the others, a motor in the front and the rear. So it's got two motors. Does it tell me whether it's brushless or not? I'm sure these are brushed motors. I bet money they're brushed. It doesn't say. So I'm assuming there's a brushed motor. This is for age 6 and up, which is very cool. And you got your battery compartment at the bottom. Your steering trim is manual on the front, of course. For the price, we're talking $21.99. And we'll go to Amazon just a second to see if there's a clippable coupon for it. I do like the color. But it's like I said, nice and metal, so it should be able to stand some abuse. And you got your battery compartment at the bottom, and it comes with your 2 batteries. So you have 2 batteries here, and let's see. That's interesting because I don't see a battery charger, but it's probably in the box somewhere. So let's see. Do I have my tools over here? Oh, okay, here we go. It was still inside the box. So you have the battery charger and a screwdriver. So it comes with a battery charger, a screwdriver, and as DRC does with almost every single one of the products, if not all of them, cautions of battery. This little manual will tell you what you need to do and how to care for the batteries that it comes with. And then you have your manual. So there's not a lot to this little guy. 4-wheel drive, nice little truck here. Doesn't look like the wheels are removable, and I can't imagine, you got your on-off switch right here on the bottom as well. I can't imagine that you can do much damage with this unless you threw it against a wall, which some kids might do, but I mean, it's a metal body. I'm pretty sure this thing can take quite a bit of abuse. It's like I said, a pretty nice one. Simple little remote control. I guarantee you, and I guess I'm going to have to jump up and grab my tools off of my desk over here. Or do I have a screwdriver down here? No, I don't. I'm going to grab my tools off my desk here real quick. Oh, here we go. I didn't have them too far away. My office is a little junky. I needed to, I did do some cleaning, but I'm going to have to do a lot more cleaning up. You see, I've got these huge boxes here full of boxes that these products come in. So I don't always get rid of the boxes. I'm sorry about the noise there. But at any rate, we're going to take a look because I'm pretty sure this is going to take, let's see, AA batteries, possibly. And it probably takes one or two from looking at it. Doesn't say on the box anywhere. And usually because of the, for child RC products, there's screws to hold the batteries in. So if you know that they're not going to be using, and this is something I always recommend, so it takes two AA batteries. I do have AA and AAA batteries down in the carousel as well, so if you want to pick those up, you can. But it comes with AA batteries, and you usually put a screw on. That way you don't have to worry about the kids taking the batteries out. If they don't have access to a screwdriver, they won't be taking the batteries out and putting them in their mouth or doing anything with them that they shouldn't be. And of course, the batteries for the car itself, there's a screw holding the battery compartment closed for the vehicle itself. And then you can take that off and put one of your batteries in and run it. And let's take a look and see what Amazon has on this guy real quick. So this is a D70. Where are we at? D70. So let's take a look here real quick. If it wants to switch over, and there you go, $21.99. There is a save 12% clippable coupon. So if you drop this guy in your cart, make sure you clip that coupon as well. 60 plus minutes. So I'm assuming, since it comes with two batteries, there is a 30-minute runtime per battery. That's normally the way that works. If there's two batteries and they give you a 60-minute runtime, then that usually cut that in half, and that will tell you. You can actually even charge the batteries up with your laptop. 60 minutes of playtime, about 2 hours per battery is the charging time, and yeah. And like I said, I'll bet money this guy can take a little bit of abuse. Really nice little car. I'm going to be creating video content on it and posting it here on Amazon as well. So be on the lookout for that. If you follow, you will know that you should receive notification in some way that I've created additional content, or you at least be able to come to my storefront and check out the content that I've added, pictures and video for these products, as well as go back and watch some of the previous live streams in which I've shared some of these products on before, if you'd like to see them in action. Many of them I have actually added some video so you can see how they run. We'll be checking this guy out. The batteries aren't yet charged on it, so I can't do it here, but we'll be checking it out. So, wow, that's loud. Oops. Yeah, I wanted to mute real quick while I shove this back in the box. So in case you're wondering, and again, let me know where you're watching from. Also, make sure that you follow, because as time passes, I'm going to be doing, I'm still working through doing some giveaways. As you see, I've actually put my web address up here, and yes, you don't put .com, you put .online. If you go there, I'm doing and I'm running, and it should be active right now. If you go there, I'm running a giveaway, and it's going to run this week. And there's quite a few different ways for you to enter. Quite a few different ways for you to enter, and there you go. And it's simply for a $20 gift card on Amazon, help you to be able to purchase some things either that you need or purchase some gifts for the holidays. You know, just something to share my appreciation for hanging out here with me. And again, I just appreciate you. And Blake started following. Thank you, Blake. I do appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. And this is my little way of showing, on the live stream, showing my appreciation. So thank you so much for the follow. I do truly appreciate it. So go and check that website, David Morgan. Okay. For some reason, David, your name sounds familiar. Thank you so much for the follow as well. I really appreciate it. As we gain more followers, I'm planning on doing additional giveaways. I am trying to work out a deal with a brand to do a product giveaway soon. So just want to let you know that, and make sure you do follow. That way you'll be aware. I'll announce here as well as on my YouTube channel. But you'll find out about the giveaway here first if you don't bookmark that. If you happen to bookmark that web address and check it every now and then, you'll know. But if you come here, I will announce it here first, and usually my giveaways will run while I'm here on live. Sometimes I'll do it. Absolutely. And sometimes I'll do that just during the live stream. This one I'm going to be running for a period of time, but like I said, I do. And Blake said I'd love to win an RC car. It's the kind of toy hobby that I wouldn't go out and buy, but it seems like a fun way to pass the time. And I'm telling you, it is. And not only that, but like I said, some of these are very inexpensive. This one, being an adult, might not be something that you would get to play around with. It may or may not be. It is a crawler, and you could possibly crawl over some books in your office or something while you're taking a break from getting off a stressful meeting and just running around the office or something. But this one is pretty small. The next one we're going to talk about is, to me, it's Big Brother, and that's a DE45. I really like that one, and I have actually taken it out. It's surprising how much. So if you look at it, I should have left the other one out of the box. It is a little bit bigger. It's got some nice larger tires on it. These wheels they're not the type of tires or wheels that you would take off and put back on, but they're pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Same deal. This is basically a little bit larger version of this one, the D70. And it has, I left the batteries in this one. Same thing, and the steering trim is off. Interesting. Okay, fix that. Same thing, you got your steering trim up top here, and then 2 motors, front and rear, and then a sealed battery compartment for the kiddos so that they can't take the batteries out and put them back in. That does become an issue for me because I don't like to leave batteries connected in the devices when they're not being used. And with as many as I have, I don't get to run them all the time. So it's fine, but if you have kids that you have, you'll want to keep the screw. Some of these I take the screws out and I put them in the bag with the accessories. So the D45, like nice little one. If you notice, this one, the suspension does rock back and forth a little bit, and as you turn, it does kind of shift because it shifts the weight of the body just a little bit. But it's got some decent shocks on it, and it's got really good clearance. See if you see that. It's got like about a good inch or so of clearance. And in the demo, I'll share that with you here now. I had it, there's some rocks that I was moving around, and I placed them in one spot in our yard, and I was, just to store them. And I just took this guy and just ran over the rocks and whatnot, and over the gravel portion of our driveway. This thing can handle a little bit as well. It's surprising what it can get over and into. So let's take a look at that real quick. What is going on? My name is AlTone, and this is the DRC DE45 Rock Crawler. Now the DE45 rock crawler has 2 motors on it, nice suspension. It is a crawler, so it's not too fast, and it can handle quite a bit more terrain than you might think it's able to. Because of the way it's built, it has really good ground clearance, and it can get over some obstacles that might surprise you. It has top LED headlights, a metal shell, and anti-slip tires. It comes with 2 rechargeable batteries, and with the 2 included batteries you get about 90 minutes of runtime, which is a great amount of time to keep a kid busy. And it's not an extremely fast car because it is a crawler, so it is safe for running inside your home and outside. But you will need 2 AA batteries for the controller, which are not included. I would like to thank DRC for sending this out to me to try out. It's an absolutely fantastic little metal shell car, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of trouble I can get into with this little guy. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I look forward to talking to you again in a future video. So like I said, it's surprising what this little guy can handle. A little bit bigger than the D70, and actually, but the price is still very, very, very good. So the price on this guy right now is only $29.99. It's a 114 scale, where the D70 is a 122 scale. So the larger that number, that second number, in case you didn't know that, the smaller the vehicle is. So 122 scale, and this one is 114. Now, the thing I'll tell you about the scale sizes, when it comes to RC vehicles that are not true hobby grade RCs, which means you can't actually upgrade the motors on it, you're not going to put different tires on it, that kind of thing. If it's a full hobby grade or beginner hobby grade and toy grade, which is what this is, the scale size is not always accurate, but you can tell, get an idea of what the size of the vehicle is. It's usually pretty close to, or you can give yourself a pretty good visual understanding of what that actual car size is. As you see some of the other beginner ones, beginner hobby grade vehicles behind me, you'll notice that some of them, even though they say they're the same scale, then some are a little bit larger than others and that kind of thing. So if you were to sit in one car versus sitting in another one at full scale size, you might not be able to fit in a few of them, regardless of what your personal size is, just to throw that out there. But yeah, this is a really nice one. The one of the things about this one and the D70, which I noticed as well, is that you have your steering is just a switch, left and right. And so your tires are, I keep forgetting, I need to look that up. Your tires are either going to just turn all the way left or all the way right. There's no incremental steering. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for, incremental. And let's see. Does this have, I'm pretty sure I still have the battery in here. Yeah. 4-wheel drive. You have forward and reverse. I can't say that you have braking with this one, but it's not a fast car. It's a crawler. Crawlers are meant to be slow, but have a little bit of power in the motors so they can go over obstacles. So it's a nice little vehicle. Hopefully that's not too loud on you. There's actually a Big Daddy, what I call, version of this. It's like a 1/8 scale. I'm not going to show that today, but next week on the live stream, I will, on my next live stream, I will be talking about the larger one. I'll revisit both of these. I'll hopefully have some time to try out the D70 and have a little bit of video demo of that one next week, and then and this one. But I'll have the Big Daddy, as I call it, of this guy. He's about 1/8 scale, and the thing I like about these is they don't have sound. They don't make motor sounds with them, just the sound that you hear from the motors themselves. Where the big one, he's sitting all the way over there, he makes motor sounds, and he does a rear beep as you're backing up if you put it in reverse, that kind of thing. So yeah. So Let me know if you have questions about them. I know it's not a lot to these nice little cars, so not a lot to ask. Once we get to a few of these drones and other vehicles we have over here, you'll probably have some questions. And of course, if you do have questions, I do tend to go in order. But if you do happen to have a question, just let me know. So the next one I want to talk about is the DRC 9300. And this is not a new car. It's really not a new one. Now, I've had this one for a while. The only reason why the body, and I don't even know if you can tell how clean it is, but the tires are dirty. The only reason why the body's that clean is because it has and I'm not sure if Lexan, I'm gonna have to do some research on that. If Lexan, because my older RC car, I have one on a shelf over here that's like 20 years old. That one is, and I did some upgrades to it. It's a full hobby grade car. That one has a body similar to this, and I actually purchased another body. I know those are made out of Lexan. I'm not sure if Lexan and PVC are in any way, shape, or form similar. Well, I imagine they are somewhat similar, but the Lexan bodies are usually clear, and then you can paint them from the inside. That's a hobby grade body. You can paint it from the inside, and that keeps the paint from scratching off. It actually protects the paint, and it looks like a nice waxed car body, at least until you scratch the body up. But yeah, so these are similar. I've seen in some descriptions they're made out of PVC. Some it says not many do I see Lexan, but I do know, like I said back in the day when I was really doing a lot of hobby grade RCs, they were Lexan bodies. But anyway, so I'm not a chemist. I can't tell you the ins and outs of that. But this one does have that flexible body. And this one is not fast enough for you to destroy the body. Some of these other ones with some crashes, a few crashes, you could possibly scratch the body up and crack it. But the good thing about it is most of them, and this one, I'm trying to see what the scale is on him. You may be able to replace the body on this or purchase this one's 1/18 scale. So 1/18 scale and 1/14. So 1/18 is supposed to be a little bit smaller, but this is 1/14. And if you ask me, this one looks like it's a little bit bigger. If it was human sized, this would be a little bit bigger than this. But at any rate, just to throw that out there to make the point that I did about the scale sizes. But it's a nice little car. I've run this in sand. I've run it in some of everything. I actually do have a little demonstration. You have plastic. You have your drive shaft throughout the car. It's 4-wheel drive. Your drive shaft is made out of metal, but you do have, and I'm actually going to have to refresh the parts here in my head, but plastic in the front. Does have independent suspension all the way around. And like I said, it's a hobby grade. It's a beginner hobby grade in that this guy you could actually replace the motor on. You could possibly replace the ESC or electronic speed controller / radio system in this guy. If you know what you're doing, you could actually upgrade this car. You can possibly change the tires out on it and all of that. So there's a lot. This is a great true beginner RC car. Right now, this one is $59.49. Like I said, we're inching up in price. $59.49. Really, really nice little monster truck. And this one has let's see, that one is a brushless, isn't it? Trying to look over here to see if this one is actually, well, I should be able to look at it and tell. No, this is still a brushed motor. It's not a brushless motor. So, and it comes with a standard controller, which is very similar to many of the DRC RC car controllers. If you'll notice as I pull out some of these larger cars, the controller is pretty much the exact same. The way the antenna is set may be a little bit different, or the shape of the controller may be a tad bit different, but for the most part, they're all the same. They're all 240 gigahertz, and you can buy two of these vehicles, unlike back in the day where you had to make sure they had different frequencies. You can buy two of these vehicles and actually pair them and run them together, and you won't have to worry about interference in the signal. It will pair this controller with the car. Just make sure you start the car up first, then start the transmitter, and then go to the next car, start that one, and then the transmitter, and it should not interfere. So that's awesome. You do have variable steering, so the more you turn the steering wheel, the more the wheels will turn. Less. It does have 3 positions on the throttle trigger: forward, reverse, and brake. So just trying to get my thoughts together. But it is a nice little car. You notice that I put some Velcro on the back here. I have a bike computer that I put on top of these just to try to, with a GPS on it, to try to get what kind of speed. This guy, he's not very fast, but he is pretty fast. So let's take a look at what we have for you here so you can get an idea. What is going on? This is AlTone, and this is the DRC 9300 four-wheel drive off-road RC truck. It will kick up some dust. I'm telling you, it will kick up some dust. So the DRC four-wheel drive off-road truck is one awesome little truck. It will absolutely clobber some sand, also some low to medium height grass. It's a ton of fun with 40 minutes of runtime with the 2 included batteries. I've enjoyed trying it out, testing it out. It's been a ton of fun. So what comes in the box is the DRC remote control truck itself and a transmitter, 2 sets of batteries, each one giving you about 20 minutes of runtime. And those batteries are 850 milliamp hour 2S LiPo batteries with 120 minute charge time. A single USB-C charging cable, which is a 5-volt charging cable, an instruction manual, and an accessory package. And in that accessory package, an accessory bag, a screwdriver, a 2mm hex wrench, a dust brush, an extra set of wheel nuts, which are M3 lock nuts, a lug nut wrench, extra body clips, 6 of them total, and the controller, just to give you an idea of what it actually looks like. So on the DRC, the left side of the truck as is facing you. Then you have the battery bay with. So I just went ahead and went through this because there's a lot of detail, and I usually put a lot of detail in there in case, because I'm the type of person that I want to make sure that when you purchase something, you know everything that you're getting. So everything that comes in a box, because it's been too many times for me personally, I've purchased something with the idea that I want to get out and enjoy this right now or use it for whatever purpose I'm purchasing it for. And I get out there and find out that I need something else. So now I have to go order something else in order to be able to use it. And, so I have a tendency to make sure that you know everything that comes in a box as I do video and as I share with you here on Amazon Live as well, because I'd hate for you to be, purchase something and getting ready to go on a trip and don't know that you have, you're unaware that you don't have everything that you need in order to be able to enjoy the thing that you actually purchased. So that's why I say, anytime you purchase an RC, if you don't know that you have a stockpile of batteries, make sure that you go ahead and purchase the batteries that you need for the controller. All of these come with batteries. This particular car comes with 2, but you'll know that you have what you need. So that's what the body looks like. And like I said, if the chassis looks like, and you can do upgrades to this and do repairs on it, because it is what I consider beginner RC car. So again, if you go over 1/18 scale, this particular one they seem to have a couple of different ones there. The 120 scale is one that we're going to talk about in a little bit, and then the 1/16 scale. So all of those are pretty similar, but there are some differences. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But this one does come with 2 batteries, but it does not come with the batteries for the controller. So that's one of the things you want to make sure that you drop into your cart as well if you get this, because you hate to give that to someone as a gift, and especially in your family, and they cannot go out and enjoy it at that time when you give it to them. So just saying. So the next one up, and again, we're like I said, I'm just going up in price as we go. And usually what that means is as we go up in prices, they get closer to being full hobby grade. Usually that's what that means. There could be some differences in quality or the way that they're built or even the components that are being used to make these RC cars that actually have support the reason why they cost a little bit more. But like I said, I like to go up in price just a little bit as we go, so you know what the less expensive things are up front, and we go up in price as we go. And like I said, so this one is the 9500E. It's a very, very new DRC car. Awesome, and fast. I do have a demo of this guy, but the demo does not do it justice. I was jumping ramps with it, and I actually took it to a totally different parking lot and had it kicking up some major dust. So you can see it's pretty dusty. But this is an awesome little vehicle. Now this one, where the 9300 is more hobby grade, this one's a little bit less hobby grade. You might be able to get into this guy and do some upgrades, but you're going to have to do a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit harder to do upgrades to this one because the way the chassis is made, everything is covered up. So as we get into the demo, you'll see what I'm talking about. So let me show you that with you real quick. This is a brand new RC truck sent to me by DRC, the 1/16 scale 9500E. This is an absolutely fantastic little truck. It's pretty fast, and I've enjoyed running this guy, jumping ramps and everything else with it. It's been fantastic. So let me tell you a little bit about it. So the 9500E has four-wheel drive independent suspension, upgraded shock absorbers, and a dual alloy differential. And it also has dual motors fully covered with a heat sink. And it's even got some pretty wide all-terrain tires on it. The PVC car shell body is reinforced. It is a 1/16 scale, and in the right conditions, it can achieve speeds up to 40 kilometers per hour. And it comes with 2 batteries with 20 minutes of runtime each, and a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter that requires 2 AA batteries, which are not included. This is an absolutely fantastic little car. I'm looking forward to getting out and running it even more, and I hope to provide you with even more information on my total experience with the DRC 9500E. I hope this has been beneficial for you. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again in a future video. Okay, we're going to pause real quick, and I want to go back to there. So there you have it. So inside this guy, and this is what I'm talking about. So it is a little bit different than what I was thinking, because I don't have the body off right now. But if you look here, you do have 2 motors, motor for the front tires and a motor for the rear. It does not have independent suspension all the way around it. The back is on a solid axle, so to speak, and the front 2 tires have independent suspension. But the motors, if you look, the motors here are encased basically. I don't know what size motors they are, and you see what the position of the battery is. And I cannot see the ESC. Let me get rid of myself here. You can't see the ESC. It's most likely in the back section of the car somewhere. So taking this guy apart and trying to upgrade it is possible, but it may be a little difficult for you. I don't know. But I can tell you that this is one fast little car. You see, I was jumping ramps with it and everything, and it is truly a nice little car. It doesn't have a metal piece on the front like some of them do, which is fine with me, because it doesn't seem to, it does bottom out hitting that ramp just a little bit. There's some scratches there, but it's still a great little truck. And I like it because it's an old school body looking truck with the reinforcement here and a nice little wing on the back. So this guy is really fun. It really is. And very small, like I said, not extremely small, but I mean, I have another one, the 210, that I'll be sharing with you shortly. The body looks exactly like this one. It is closer to a hobby grade. It's a beginner hobby grade vehicle, and I just love this body. I like this one. I got this thing about skulls. That's one thing I don't care for. I don't really like the skull on the top, and I'll end up hiding the skull with one of my stickers, my AlTone text stickers. But but I do like the look of carbon fiber in the body. So if you look at it, it's got that carbon fiber look. And in case you didn't know, and you can't see my watch cover, I like carbon fiber. I used to be a car show guy. Love carbon fiber. I couldn't afford a carbon fiber hood for my car, but I like carbon fiber. So it looks really cool. The controller for this one and the controller for the other car that I'm going to share with you, and it's interesting. I should have shown that one already, I believe, but it may be coming up. Similar controller. Takes two AA's and same thing. There's not a whole lot to it. You have steering trim and you can adjust the speed. So if you have a kid this is playing with this and maybe they're not good at learning how to control it as of yet, no, not a problem. You can use a speed trim to slow it down so they can not only that, but not, kill your ankles or run into, any fragile things that you might have around. So, but yeah, it's an awesome little car and it's fast and I love it. I really do love this little vehicle. So the next one is another one that I'm going to be unboxing. I have not unboxed this guy yet, and it's a new one. I just received it. Right now, it's only got 35 ratings on it, but it's 5 stars, which is amazing. That's amazing to me. And let's go ahead and take it out of the box. I've got it sitting back over here, and the company is called GUOKAI. I do not know how to pronounce that, and I'm not going to try. But I did take it out of the box to take a look at it, and to me it looks kind of funky. I'm looking forward to trying this out because it's supposed to be waterproof. That's what they say. So if we go over to the to Amazon here, it says off-road waterproof all-terrain RC truck, adults and outdoor toys, kids age 8 to 12. And it has a kind of Porsche body look to it, which I like. But like I said, I did kind of take it out of the box, but I haven't run this guy as of yet. I just took it out just to take a glance at it to see what it looks like. What I remember, of course, it comes with your nice little color manual. It's not bad. I'm not going to put this guy back in the box. I'll just set that box over there. Nothing to it. But this is the car. And we got a nice read and understand before use, fully charged batteries, before use, and storage. I don't know why they would tell you to fully charge the batteries before you store them. Let's take a look and see what kind of batteries they are. But this is the car. You see how thin the body is? That is kind of interesting to me. All plastic parts. So your steering, the rods and everything here is all plastic. This seems seriously toy grade to me. And I noticed that there's a loose battery in here. Interesting. I did not expect that. So what kind of battery is this? This is full charge battery before use. Store batteries. Doesn't say. Lithium ion. Normally, I wouldn't suggest fully charging storage a lithium ion battery or a LiPo battery. You leave a storage charge on them, yes, but not fully charged. But at any rate, Okay, so we've got, where's my, did I leave? Oh, here it is. So you can see I didn't take everything out. Okay. And in case you're wondering, Harns. This is my Harns Pocket Knife Falcon. I love this thing. It's actually in one of my idea lists, and it's a great gift. It's about 50 bucks, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So here you go. I'll pick that stuff up. That's your controller for this guy. We're going to take the body off of it real quick in just a second. Okay. And we'll check the steering out. You have speed and steering trim on the top and an LED indicator, probably to let you know that you're actually connected to the vehicle and you're on and off switch, throttle trigger, and a screw holding on your battery compartment. Let's take a look and see what we have for what we need for batteries. I could look in the manual, but why not go ahead and take the back off of this guy and check it out. Check it out, because that's what I do. And 2 AA batteries, not included. So, and I'll check just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure. I said not included without even looking at the accessory bag, but most likely they're not included. Nope, they are included. Well, looky there. Looky there. They are included. That is something. So you need 2 AA batteries, and the batteries are included in the accessory pack. So in the accessory pack for this guy, you get, and I'm going to be testing him out as soon as I can, screwdriver, as you always do, your battery charger for both your batteries. They have a balance plug on them, so you could use this, or if you have an RC battery charger like I do. Also, I have one in my in one of my idea lists as well. You can use this to charge them and balance out your batteries while they're charging. Maybe I have to do something about that one day and share what that means. But you have your charging USB-C charger. Oh, okay. So this is a little headlight wiring harness. I am wondering if it's a replacement or no, it's not a replacement. They actually go in here. They're not there, so you can put the headlights on it. 2 screws, which I have no idea what these screws are for. And that's what it comes with. Actually, 4 screws. These may be replacement wheel screws. They are. So if your wheel screw comes out, if you lose one, you've got 4 replacements. So there you go. So I'm going to put everything back in here. But it's supposed to be waterproof, or it actually says waterproof on the on the box. So we're going to test that out, and we'll see if I'm able to put this one into next week's live stream or not. Because I mean, if it's waterproof, it doesn't even matter if it's raining outside. I can take it and run it in the rain. So we may try that. Let's go ahead and take these body clips off. It does have similar Lexan body. Lexan or PVC, whatever it is they actually made this from. I don't know why they turn these clips upside down. And there you go. Not a whole lot to it, I imagine. No heat sink on No heat sink on the motor, but it is a brushed motor, it looks like. Your ESC, where's your power switch? That's interesting. This popped off. That's your battery hold down popped off, so that's not very, very reassuring. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can pop that back on. And we did. Wasn't that hard. And it basically has a lever to hold your battery down. So you put your battery in, you put it in the key slot there, and you turn it. And you're supposed to be able to turn it, and your battery can't come out. Okay, there you go. So, and then it's got a little connector there to put your lights on. That just, okay. And your battery And like I said, all of the parts, the shaft is metal, but all of your parts other than the shaft are plastic. Everything's plastic. So I don't see how this is possibly waterproof. But like I said, if I can, I'm going to take this sucker and run it and see what happens. And see if it's actually waterproof like they say. How about that? And if it is, hopefully next week when I'm live next week, I'll be able to tell you whether or not it is actually waterproof, like they say. The body clips, I don't know. This, it's okay. It's okay. We'll see. Monster. But I mean, it's got very good reviews at this point. 35 ratings, 5 stars. So maybe this is an awesome. I mean, maybe I'm personally underrating this vehicle, but we will definitely see. So I'm gonna leave this guy over here, and we're gonna go on to the next one, which is another one I recently received, and it is the Dolly. Let me see. I have 3 drift cars at this point, and they're all very similar. So this one from Dalax, and it's a pretty cool little drift car. Many of them are very close to being the same. Hey, Brandy, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. And I hope you've had a great week, and we're here again talking about RC. So there you go. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you, really. So like I said, these drift cars are pretty cool. And this one, I always leave the tires. They come with 2 sets. They come with a pair of slicks, and they come with these. I always leave these on the treaded tires because it's easier for me to control. I'm not a drift fanatic. So I'm going to have to learn how to actually drift with these. I'm going to set up, because I have some cones that I had for when I was teaching my wife how to ride a motorcycle. So I have some cones I'm going to set up and try to see how well I can actually drift around them at some point. I may share that here, or I may share it on my AlTone Tech YouTube channel. But we'll see. I may share them. This one is kind of cartoony to me. I like the ones with the more realistic bodies. The other 2 that I have, one of them looks like a pickup truck. This one looks like an old style Mini Cooper front, turned into or modified to be a pickup truck. It's okay. It's okay, but it does look cartoony to me, and I like them to look a little bit more real than this one does. If you're going for that kind of style, I guess. But there's nothing wrong with it. I do like the car, and I've had a ball with it. So let's check out what I have for you on this guy real quick. So this guy will kick up some dust. I'm gonna tell you, the only reason why the body is as clean as it is because I left the protective coating on until after I did that run. And then I peeled it off, and that's what I still have some remnants of that coating on there because the grill is made out of plastic and it was placed on top of it. I haven't gotten all of that off. But this guy is $82.99 right now. Great little drift car. It does have halo headlights. So let me see. Do I still have the battery connected? I shouldn't have. Okay, yeah, I disconnected the battery. So It has a couple of different battery or light settings, headlight settings. You can turn them off. You can turn on the halo, or you can turn on the headlights. And then, of course, it's got a tail light as well. Those lights will flash, letting you know that the controller is connected. And the one thing that I noticed about every single one of the drift cars that I've seen, they all have the exact same controller, with minor exceptions. Some of them have that same pine cone model on the top of the controller. I've got a Ruco one pickup truck, and it's the exact same controller. It just says Ruco across the front, the top there. But not to say that there aren't any differences. I just don't know what those differences might be. They may have different motors. They may have a different ESC. I really don't know, because normally they do try to make some changes to make their model a little bit better. All I can say is this one is very nice. I had a fun time with it. Nice padding on the steering wheel, and you do have ESP on it, so you can change the ESP. So if you want it to continue to go straight as the back end swings or whatever, it will actually, as you learned on the skid pad when you were doing your driving lessons, it steers in the direction of the skid to keep the car moving in a straight line. It's got that on there, and the more of the EXP you give it, because you have that adjustment there, the more it will do so. And so, like I said, absolutely love this car. The only thing that I say that I don't like about the drift cars is the slicks. The slicks are basically hard plastic wheels that you put on there. And so they really don't have any traction, and you put those guys on and they will slide for days, which is not a problem within itself. The thing that I don't like about them is that the plastic gets chewed up, and over a period of time, you're probably going to want to replace them. But the good thing is that you can buy replacements. They are beginner hobby grade. You can actually buy replacements. I'm sure that you can upgrade the motor. This one is a brushed motor as well. I'm sure you can upgrade the motor in this guy. It is 4-wheel drive. It does have independent suspension front and rear, but it doesn't have a whole lot of clearance. So, but it's a really nice little RC car, and I've had fun with it. And I'm going to have even more fun with it in the future. Like I said, I'm going to have to set something up so I can really run this guy and have a ball with it. So again, really, really nice. Now we're getting to my favorite RC car. And it's the closest to being a full, what I consider a full hobby grade vehicle. You can do upgrades to it and all of that, but I would say you probably don't need to. This thing is rated for 60 kilometers per hour. I personally have only gotten it to 28 miles per hour. 60 kilometers is about 37 miles per hour, give or take a few, not miles, but increments of a mile or whatever. But it is a very, very powerful truck, and it's ridiculously fast, to the point where the torque on this guy will cause the wheel hex, not the wheel hex, but the hex nuts to actually back off, and you may lose a tire. It's got some weight to it. It's a really nice vehicle, but I love, this is the other one. So this one, to me, is the big daddy to this one. I love the body. I like the wing. This one's carbon fiber, but this one has a lot of color to the body. I like that. Yeah, and like I said, you notice I have the Velcro in the back, and that is so I could get the speed. And that's how I know I could get it up to 28, like 28.4, 28.6 miles an hour. And it's a beast. It's a beast. 3S, has a 3-cell battery, so it's got the voltage for the motor to be able to do some damage. It's a really nice one. And let's see. And this one currently is $199.99. It was one that I did have a deal on recently. Hopefully we'll see if DRC actually has any additional deals on it in the future. But for now, there's no actual deal on it. However, let's see. Is this one I have a promo code for? It doesn't look like it. Okay. This one I probably do not. Yeah, I do not have a promo code for it at this time. But hopefully in the future, I'll have one. Hopefully in the future I'll have a promo code on this one for you as well. We'll see. But it's awesome. I love this. I love this truck. Pretty standard controller. The controller is one 2.4 gigahertz. Again, you can buy 2 of these or 3 and have kids be able to run them together without interference. You have your speed trim, which for younger adults, you're going to need to slow this guy down because it can get away from you. Your steering trim, this is an outside car. You're not going. I would not advise running this in the house unless you have a very big, large, spacious. I can't talk now. Spacious room that you're going to run it in, and you know, it's something. It's a beast, and I love. This is the favorite out of all of my RC trucks. It's my favorite one. All of my RC cars, this one is my favorite. So let's take a look here real quick. Let me show you what this little dude, it's not that little, the 210E can actually do. I love the sound of the motor. Love the sound of the motor. And it comes with a bunch of extra stuff. It is a brushless motor, and I mean, independent suspension all the way around, 4-wheel drive, 3S, and a ton of replacement parts. Listen to that. Listen to that motor. At the end of this video, you're going to see me run it into one of those. I almost hit that pole there. Run it into, I was trying to see if I could get it into a wheelie, but it wouldn't. I'm gonna run it into one of those benches right there. I just knew I'd broken it, but it's still perfect. And I've jumped ramps with it. I don't have any of those jumps here in this video, but it is. It's an awesome little RC truck. One of the best, I mean one of the best that I've seen. It's my favorite. It's my absolute favorite. I know that this one could be upgraded, but I can't imagine I would ever do that. The only thing I'll look to do is change, this has lithium ion batteries, it comes with 2, is change out to a LiPo battery with a very high C rating so that I can get some more, see if I can get some more power into it. And change the wheel hexes on this from plastic to metal wheel hexes. And the wheel hex, in case you don't know what that wheel hex is, try to do this without knocking anything over. The wheel hex is inside the wheel. It's what holds it and connects to the shaft so you know your wheel turns. This guy, oh, I love it. I love it. My favorite, absolute favorite. So we have talked about a bunch of RC vehicles. Now we're going to get into a few newer RC or drones and even a plane and a couple of boats that I've tried out here recently. So the first one is the Holy Stone HS430. Now the HS430 is not new. It's not a new drone. It's been out for a little bit, but it was a earlier version. This one is actually, I've seen it listed as the HS420N, and it's a very, very nice little drone that can be used indoors and outdoors. I'm trying to find it here on Amazon real quick for you. Idealist. I always do this. I'm all trying to find it, but this one comes in black. And in case you don't know me, black is my favorite color. Is that a color? It's a combination of all the colors, black is. So black is one of my favorite colors. So this is the HS430, HS430N. It's a really nice little RC, not RC, drone that can be flown inside and out. It's a camera drone, very small, with a manual adjustable angle camera in the front. And like I said, love it. 1080 shoots 1080p, and I've had a ball flying it around in here in my office space. This is going to be one that I'll be playing around with during the wintertime. I've crashed this multiple times, and even though it comes with extra props, all I have to do is recalibrate and take off again and keep on flying. And you see, I've got a lot of junk back here in my studio space that I can run into. So, like I said, it comes with 2 batteries. It does have the battery charger, extra props, prop guards. They're not necessarily the most or best prop guards possible. They just sit out from the arms. They just attach and sit out from the arms, but it'll do the job. It'll help. And then you have a somewhat standard controller from Holystone. Many of their, Holystone. Many of their drones have the same controller. You've got, your left and right control sticks, and your high and low. Has 2 speeds. If you're flying outside and there's a little bit of wind, you'll probably want to put it in the high speed to help it fight that wind a little bit. Your 1 key takeoff and landing. You can do circles. It'll spin. There's quite a few different functions that it'll do, and of course your app. There's some additional functions in the app that you could possibly use with this guy. So, HS430 is a nice little indoor drone. And again, with it, if you're live in a location where you're either north and you get a lot of weather, this guy will be one that you can fly pretty much year round, because you can fly it somewhat safely in your home. Just keep it away from anybody's face. That's all I'd say. And hair. There it is. This is the Holystone HS430 in black. An absolutely fantastic little beginner drone for indoor and outdoor flying. Now, Holystone did send this little guy out to me for me to try out. And of course, it's in one of my favorite colors, or actually my favorite color, black. It is a nice little drone, and it can be flown indoors and outdoors. I've actually been flying this guy around my office space and taken it out and flown it quite a few times, and I've enjoyed it. And it is a fantastic beginner drone for anyone who wants to get out and really learn how to fly. And what comes in the box with this nice little beginner drone is the HS430 itself, the controller, 2 batteries, a USB charging cable, a screwdriver, 2 spare sets of props, and the instruction manual, which I suggest that you absolutely go through and learn about the drone before you take it out to fly. In the front, you have the status LED light, the camera which you can adjust manually, 4 props and motors on foldable arms, rear battery compartment, and your power button, which is on the bottom of the drone, which is also a status LED. So this will be one of those drones that I'm going to be flying indoors this winter, or anytime that I'm not able to get outside and fly because of weather. It's a fantastic drone to get practice in and really learn how to fly and control a drone in the air. Get acclimated to the direction that the drone is actually facing. I truly hope that you enjoy your HS430 as much as I have. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. I don't know if I can get this to switch for me. It's being difficult. There we go. He had to think about it for an hour and a half. But anyway, so this one is the HS420. You see there is a clippable coupon for an additional 5% when you apply that coupon. It is $57.99. And like I said, a great indoor flyer that you can take outdoors and fly on occasion if you so desire. You just don't want it to be too windy. If you can have some relatively calm days, you can take this guy out and fly it and have a great time with it. So really, really great drone. So again, if you do have questions or anything, let me know. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd really, really love to know just, how well Amazon might happen to be promoting my live streams. And so the next drone that I want to share with you, I do have a coupon for or a promo code for, and let's go ahead and see if I can pull that one. Do I have it over here? That's the the DRC D60. Now the D60 is a nice little drone, but the D60 is one that you're going to basically want to fly outside. Not something that you're going to want to fly indoors. Okay, let's do this. There we go, DRC D60. I don't know why it's not actually showing up in my idea list, but I'll make sure that I put it in there. So the DRC D60 is, like I said, it's a really nice little drone. Got it in the box here. It does not come with a case. It's just the drone itself and the controller and batteries and all of that. It's a pretty decent sized drone, and I'm gonna have to check because I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure this guy is under 100. Matter of fact, I'm positive it's under 249 grams. So it's another one, just like the Holystone HS430 outdoors. You can fly it without having to register it. You can fly recreationally, but make sure that you get your trust certification. If you have questions about that, you can find out information about that on my AlTone online or AlTone Tech page on my website or on the AlTone Tech YouTube channel. I do have information or a video there talking about getting certified. So this guy is actually light enough that you don't have to worry about that other than getting trust certified. And trust certification is just educational. That's all. It'll help you if you want to learn how to fly. Good size to the drone itself. And it is, like I said, it's just a nice little drone. You've got a status LED in the front, status LED in the back, and I mean, it's not a lot to it. The thing that I really like about this particular drone, now it doesn't have GPS, so you will, it may drift on you a little bit, especially in wind, so it's best to actually fly it in the calmest of weather, but you can trim it. So if it's drifting to the left, right, forward, or back, you have the ability to trim. And the thing I like about it is they put a card on top, and they're starting to do that with more of their newer drones. This one's a fairly new one. It only has 1 5-star rating right now. But this one is fairly new, but some of the new ones, they're actually putting now a card on the top that basically tells you the layout of your entire controller, which I think is fantastic. You got your antennas at the top. I know some of those antennas, some of the antennas like this are not actually functional. They're actually inside the drones, inside the controller somewhere. Not sure if that's the case for these, but you got your antennas at the top and your phone holder. This particular phone holder is not necessarily my favorite phone holder, but it works. And you just put your phone in there and that's it. Whoops. And you can tilt it forward like I just did as I was trying to, there we go. And as you can see, it's pretty stiff in there, so snaps into place. This one has a nice little hook here for a lanyard, which is not something I've seen on any of their other controllers as of yet. It's the first time I've seen that. I imagine this one, eventually they will upgrade and put some information or display screen here, LED display screen, and possibly something at the top. But right now, what you have on this side is see the 4 or 5 LED indicators to tell you that the drone is connected, or it will flash when the battery's starting to go low and that kind of thing. So, and it will let you know when it's doing stuff like when you do your calibrations on it and all of that. This has multiple speeds, and you have a single button to do your photos and your video. Comes with a single battery, just one battery with this one, and additional one set of props, one set for one set of A and one set of B props. The A, in case you didn't know this, your drones, your props actually rotate. One set rotates clockwise, one set rotates counterclockwise. So your diagonally, these two will rotate in the same direction. These two will rotate in the opposite direction. So you have a set of props to replace one of each one of those diagonal sets. It gives you a free set. So works out pretty well. I've actually run this one myself into something as well as I was practicing. Or did I actually crash this one? I don't think so. Actually, it looks too clean for me to crash. No, I did. I can see. I must have ran into a bush or something. Sometimes I do nice little fast speed runs to see how it's doing, and I'll let it hover. And I usually go to an open field, but one field that I test in, they do have a couple of bushes. And so if if the wind happens to be just a little bit too high, it may drift off on you a little bit. And trying to counteract that wind, if you don't set the speed up, you may have a little bit of difficulty counteracting the wind. So if it's drifting, if it's too windy and it's drifting, always just land and choose another day to fly. Just another piece of advice there. So, alrighty, let's take a look here real quick, and so I can show you my brief little video on that one. What is going on? My name is AlTone, and this is the DRC D60 budget beginner drone. The D60 is a true budget beginner drone. This little drone is pretty light. It's less than 249 grams, so you don't have to worry about registering it in the US. What comes in the box, of course, is the D60 itself. A new transmitter design that we haven't seen, or at least I haven't seen from DRC as of yet. One battery, two sets of spare props, a USB charging cable, a screwdriver, and an instruction manual. And as I always say, with any drone, make sure that you become very, very familiar with the instruction manual before you go out to fly. Now the drone itself, in the front, it has your HD camera, which the camera angle can be adjusted from the remote. In the rear, you also have your power button, which is the status indicator LED, and your rear battery compartment. And your transmitter itself comes with this nice little cover that tells you where everything is on the transmitter, which I think is fantastic. So on the top, you have your antennas and your phone holder, your left and right control sticks, your power switch, your power LED indicators, your headless/gyro calibration button, your rotation/trim button, your one key takeoff and landing and emergency stop button, your camera angle adjustment wheel, photo and video button, your speed and circle fly button, and your battery compartment, which requires two AA batteries, which are not included. Some of the quick specifications of this awesome little drone are that it weighs 166 grams, which of course is less than 249. You have your HD camera that shoots photo in 1920 by 1080 and video in 1280 by 720. Your flight time is estimated at 22 minutes, and your battery charge time is about 2.7 hours. So this is truly a nice budget beginner drone. It's durable and can take some abuse, which is another one of those things that I love about the DRC drones. And it's a great investment toward you getting better at flying before you spend money on much more expensive drones in the future. So I hope that you enjoy your DRC D60 as much as I've enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for stopping by. I look forward to talking to you again in another video. Some abuse, which is another one of those things that I love about the DRC drones. Okay, and it's a great investment toward... All right. Sorry to go back on you on that, but one of the things that I mentioned in there that I wanted to... I was trying to remember what that was. I was trying to... maybe it'll come back to me in a little bit. But the... okay, that's a 280. Oh, there it is. But this is actually a really, really nice little true beginner drone. And like I was saying, starting off $79.99. There's a coupon there. You can save an additional 20% off if you clip that coupon. So there you go. make sure you clip the coupon. But it's a nice one to really start off with. I mentioned the durability, and I think that is a major thing as well, because you're going to crash. You're going to crash your drone. If you're a beginner, it's just going to happen. It's like riding motorcycles. They say there are those who have gotten into a wreck and those that will. It just happens to be a thing. So with drones, it's the same thing. You're going to crash at some point, and you prefer to crash with something that costs less than $100 than you would with something that costs much more. In that video, I did share some video taken directly from this. The in-screen video was taken from a totally different drone. It wasn't taken from this one. But some of the other video that you saw during that was taken with this drone. So like I said, absolutely fantastic. I really do like it. And I plan on getting out and flying it some more. Sometimes I like to fly them aggressively, even though sometimes aggressive is not necessarily the best thing, because you will end up running into something. It does have altitude hold, so that should help out. But again, this is not something, says 14 and up. This is not one that you would want to fly indoors. You can try it, but I don't recommend it. Fly it outside. Fly it outside. And because it's so light, make sure you fly it in somewhat calm conditions. So far we talked about quite a few products, and I'm wondering which one of these has actually caught your eye. I've seen a few clicks on some of these nice drones and a few cars and whatnot. And which one of these do you actually like the most out of everything I have in the carousel? While we go on over to the next one, which is a Holystone drone. And this Holystone drone is actually the HS-280 is actually extremely light. I weighed it, but I don't remember off the top of my head what the actual weight of that drone is, but it's very light. It really is. And let me tell you this as well. For everything that I talk about in my live streams, somewhere in my idea list, they're listed. Usually I talk about what I like, and if you notice that something's disappeared from an idea list, if you come back and look for it, one of two things have happened. Either it's no longer for sale, or I've noticed a couple of hiccups where Amazon has actually seemed to have taken them out of my idea list for whatever reason, and I have to go and add them back, or sometimes things don't show up. And the other thing is that if I have tried something and have had some issues, I'll remove them from my idea list, because I feel like my idea list is a suggestion of things that I like and think that you might enjoy. And if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not suggesting it in my idea list. Just throwing that out there, just to let you know. All right. So the next one is the HS-280, also a very, very good beginner drone, shoots 1080p. It's Wi-Fi. Now the difference with these beginner drones is they're using Wi-Fi, and so they don't always have the best connection. You're not going to fly these a mile away, because they're using, and also, and let me throw this in there too, your Wi-Fi is dependent upon how good the Wi-Fi is on your mobile device. If you have a mobile device that doesn't have very good Wi-Fi on it, you're not going to get, no matter what drone you use that's using Wi-Fi, you're not going to have the best experience. So if you have a mobile device that has good Wi-Fi on it, my iPhone 11 Pro Max is what I use right now to fly everything from. I do have an Android sitting over here on the desk that I can't fly from. I was going to use it for that purpose, but for some reason it just doesn't connect to some of my drones. So I use my iPhone iPhone 11 Pro Max to do all of my flying from, and I have a very good experience doing so. So just to throw that at you, this one does not come with a case either, but again, it's also one that I would fly in outdoors. This is an outdoor drone. It comes with 2 batteries, very light. You need to fly this on a calm day as well. And it has, this one has an adjustable, so The D60 has an angle adjustment for the camera that's controllable by the remote, and so does this one. Somehow I got the camera facing down. I think I was coming in for a landing for the last time and was trying to land on the pad, and so I never adjusted the camera back up, and I'm not going to push it up because I don't want to strip the gears in there. But it does have a you can adjust the landing, the angle of the camera from the remote while it's in the air. Most of these have beginner modes on them, so you may have to go in the app and turn the beginner mode off. And like I said, very light, very nice one. This can be flown recreationally without adding it or needing to get certified, which is fantastic. But again, you still want to get your trust certification for as a recreational pilot. Now, I'm going to tell you quickly the reason why, and that is because it is informational. They teach you a lot in that trust certification. So just getting that certification from the FAA, you will learn a lot of things. For those who, for whatever reason, don't care that much for drones, you want to get educated about drones, take the trust certification. It will help you to understand drones a little bit better and possibly relieve your mind when it comes to you worrying about privacy with the kid who's flying a drone next door. It's really not a thing. It really isn't. So this is a great little drone. Like I said, comes with additional props. It comes with many of the standard things: screwdriver, additional props, all of that. And this one, again, this controller I've seen before, but this is the first one that I saw that they actually put a card in like this to give you an indication of all of where everything is located on the controller. The other thing that's awesome about this guy is this is a very secure phone holder. I really like this design of this phone holder. And then you have the nice little flip down so that you can actually hold the controller better. There's a version of this controller for another drone that they have that actually has a built-in battery. This one requires batteries. It requires AAAs. Again, I have the AAAs down in the carousel. AA's and AAA's. If you're going to order one of these drones or any of these RC products, make sure that you grab the batteries that are necessary for it as well. If for some reason I don't mention them, ask me in the chat what batteries are required. And if I do, and the other thing you can do is also go to my idea list and look up that particular drone and find out what type of batteries are required for it. So we have here it is, $79. So I have 25% off of this guy, and you also have a clippable coupon for an additional 10% off. So that is fantastic. This is an awesome drone. I really do enjoy flying this drone. It's even got, f2.2 and a 65-degree field of view is what it actually states right on the lens of the camera. I really do like this drone, and I've enjoyed flying it as well. So let's take a look over here. Maybe in silver. You see my wings from the military over there on the back of my truck. So like I said, it's a really nice drone, very light and very forgiving. I'm pretty sure that there's not a single one of the drones that I own, 155 grams. There's not a single one of the drones that I own. And you see how stable it is in the air. Very solid. I'm getting very close to it with my Insta360 Go 2, and that's the kind of speed that I'm getting out of it. I'm pretty sure I have it in the highest speed there flying it. So, and that's a picture from the drone itself. So, again, absolutely fantastic little drone. I do truly, truly love this drone. It's really fun. Just make sure you read the manual and you understand because, oh, and I know exactly what it was I was going to say earlier. I remember now. So there is this is the charger, by the way, the USB charger for the batteries. A little bit different than what you normally see. But there's an emergency stop for this guy and for the D60. The emergency stop on the D60, the DRC D60, is actually on the takeoff and land button. I'm just going to tell you right now that you want to be careful with that emergency stop. The reason why, anytime you get ready to land, manually bring it back in close to the ground before you hit the land button, or use the left control stick to go ahead and land it yourself. But if you hit if you don't think and you hold down the land button on the D60 instead of tapping it, it's going to do the emergency shut off and smack into the ground. Doesn't hurt it because I did it. That's how I can tell you. But it doesn't hurt the drone, or shouldn't do damage to the drone, especially if you're only like a foot off the ground like I was, or if you're over grass or something like that. But the good thing is that it does have an emergency shut off on it. If for some reason it starts anything, if the wind starts to take it, because that's the primary reason why you need to hit the emergency stop. If the wind starts to take it in a direction you don't want it to, make sure that you know where the emergency stop is. I would even practice it over some nice thick grass at only a couple of inches off the ground. Practice your emergency stop procedure before you fly it. That way, if you do get in a situation, you don't lose your drone, you can hit the emergency stop and it'll come down. You may have to do a repair. That's the other thing that's wonderful about Holystone. They not only provide replacement parts for these, but they also have a YouTube channel where they show you how to replace arms and do repairs on these drones. They also have a ton of support. I'm not just saying that because they send me a lot of their products to try out and test. I'm also saying it because it's absolutely true. These are very, very good beginner drones because you can get into the hobby for less than $100. Take some nice photos, share them on social media, and then if you have a mishap, you don't have to worry about losing a ton of money and that you lost your drone. If you do have a crash or something happens that's unexpected, you can reach out to Holystone and they should be able to help you out in some way. And if they determine that it's something that's fits whatever their warranty is, I actually haven't reviewed the warranty itself, but it's actually their warranty is listed in the manual. But if there is an issue, you can reach out to them and they will help you out. In everything I've heard, they are very good at responding to customer questions and all of that. So just to throw that out there at you, this is truly, and the experiences that I've seen with these have been the HS280. A lot of people love this. Now, right now, as you look on the computer here, it's $79. Like I said, for the HS280, I have a 25% off currently and an extra 10%, but $79.99. And right now, as you look at it, it's got 4 stars, 25 ratings. The one thing I would tell you, and this is something that I think that a lot of people don't take into consideration when you look at beginner drones, is that if you look at the price at what you're paying them for and the quality of what you're getting, you have to understand that they are made for beginners. But what I'll tell you is this: you get a beginner drone and you practice and you get good with controlling your drone and making sure it's where you want it to be and taking photos and videos with them and get good practice. When you start to upgrade to a drone that is much more expensive, one, the components and the types and the technology in those more expensive drones will help with the experience, but you will be a much better pilot with the more expensive drones because you started off with something a little bit less expensive. You got your practice in something that doesn't have a GPS in it, which means it may drift a little bit. Well, you'll do what you need to compensate for the drift, and learn how to get nice steady video or photo with those less expensive drones, and then move up to something 4K or better and be able to do a much better job. So great gift, absolutely fantastic gift. Surish, hello, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by, and thanks for saying hello. I just saw your comment there. Tell me, Brandy, I don't know if you're still here, or David. Tell me what questions do you have on any of these products that I'm talking about so far, or which one do you like? Tell me. I'd love to hear it. I can't say out of the beginner drones, like the HS430, for example, is a different. It's just a different drone. It's something you can fly indoors and outdoors. There's the HS23 that's a LED drone, that's an indoor drone, strictly indoors. So for what it does, that's the D23 is my favorite. I'll be talking about that in the next live stream. The HS420, you can go inside and outside. Very cool, very cool. I'm glad you're doing great, man. I hope you had a great week. But the HS430, you can go inside and outside with. If you have a rainy day or it's too windy outside, but you want to fly, you can fly that indoors. But if you have the D60 or the HS280, for example, less expensive, price point below $100, and you can enjoy them outdoors and really practice. Do some military strafing runs. I'm not even sure if that's a thing anymore, but actual nice aggressive flights with them, and really learn how to control and bank and maneuver with that drone well, so that when you move up to something a lot more expensive, you're in a better place or a better position to be able to make sure that you don't have a mishap. So these are all durable. Some of the more expensive ones, if you have a minor crash, like I did with my Mini 2, it could be $300 worth of damage. And so I'm just saying, start off with a nice beginner drone. So the next one, 430, not bad. We're doing pretty good. The next one is a new one that I have not tried yet. It was sent to me for me to try out and actually create content for. This was sent to me to actually create content for. It is available here on Amazon, and I have not. I did open the box. I'm pretty sure I opened the box on this, or didn't I? Maybe I didn't. I thought I did, because it seems to be taped shut. So I guess I didn't open the box on it, but let's take a look at it. This is the X-Pac 7. I've never heard of that. Currently, it is in my idea list, in case you are wondering. It helps me keep track while I'm here on Amazon Live, sharing with you different products. It has variable speed, headless mode. All of these have headless mode. Every single one of them I've showed you. If you're wondering what headless mode is, ask me. I'll explain that for you. Altitude hold, does 360 flips. That's going to be interesting. And it has a 2.4 gigahertz transmission, the same way many of them do. 6-axis gyroscope. Interesting. So I don't think that is gimbal. So just to let you know, the gimbal and a gyroscope is not the same thing. And we're going to, because I've never heard of a 6-axis gimbal. I'm sure that this one has probably got a fixed gimbal on it. So here we go. Open the box up. This is what it looks like in the box. I'll take this plastic top off here so you can see it a little bit better. And I'm not sure, well, between now and next week, I'm hoping I'll get a chance to take this guy out and fly it. I'm hoping to. But that's what it looks like in the box. Now let's take it out of the box real quick to see what it comes with. This is the drone It's kind of funky looking to me. Funky. But it's got a 1080 HD camera on the front. Live video. I imagine there's a I imagine there's an app for this as well. We'll check out and see where the phone holder is. Very toy grade looking or feel. The camera is adjustable. It seems that the camera is adjustable by hand here. Manually adjustable. Looks like we have 2 LED lights in the front, an LED light in the rear, your power button on the top, and your battery bay on the bottom. And it looks like something else could possibly go here, but I don't know what. And I do not see the batteries as of yet. So, controller. This is what the controller looks like. I've got a ton of buttons. I don't know what half of these buttons do, just being honest and straight up front with you, but they may not be, okay, functional. These 2 buttons may not be functional. They don't feel like it. You've got your camera and camera video at the top, speed and headless mode here. You got to make sure that you don't accidentally hit your headless mode. Of course, you got your control sticks, and I don't know what these are. I don't know what any of this is. So we're going to be finding out when we get into the manual. And this is your phone holder. Nothing underneath the phone holder. That's it. And that's all there is to it. You have well, I guess let's go ahead and take this back off and see. Let's see how much more we have here to go through. We got a few more products we're going to go through here. We're getting close to the end though. So I'm probably going to go past 5 o'clock. Hopefully you're still here with me. If you are, okay. Sharice, need to drop off. Look forward to seeing your review of the X-Pac 7. All right. Good luck and happy weekend. Same to you, man. Same to you. I really appreciate. Thank you for stopping by. And yeah, we'll talk soon. We'll see you in the next one. Let's take a look at this guy real quick and see what kind of batteries it takes. Okay, it takes 3 AAA batteries. Again, if you want to try this guy out as well, you can grab the AAAs. It doesn't have any reviews on it as of yet. So we'll see. And I'll be adding a video here on Amazon on this guy soon. So yeah, that's it. Oh, we do need to see what's underneath. So what we have here is, it comes with the batteries. It comes with the AAA, so you don't have to add them to your cart if you purchase this guy. It is, and then it has, let's see, does it have a full set of props? No, it doesn't have a full set. It's got 4 blades of the, for your props. And you notice how they're set together here. So you'd have to take them apart and with the screwdriver, the screws holding the blades in. And then you have your USB power cable in here and 2 batteries. And your manual. And your manual should give you some good information. Let's take a peek at that real quick. I'm not going to go totally into this, but I will take the manual out. So you have 2. That's this manual, X-Pac drone operation, cool. And then this one, I guess, gives you information on the app itself. So we're going to be trying this guy out and seeing how it goes. X7. Interesting. I always like to try new stuff. In case you don't know, you already know this, I'm kind of partial to Holy Stone. I do love Holy Stone products. They are very good. And I do have a relationship with them. So I do get a lot of their products to try out. But I'm honest. I'm honest about my opinion of their products. They have some great ones. DRC as well. They do have some great ones. But I also try other products as well. So, and I'll give you my honest opinion on them. This one's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see how well this guy is going to do. So we're going to try it out, hopefully this week, and I'll be able to give you some information on it very, very soon. If nothing else, make sure that you do follow. Make sure you follow as you see, like I said, go to my website here. I'm doing a giveaway. It's going to run till Thursday of next week. It's just a $20 gift card, but it is great for you to use to purchase gifts with and all of that. Just my way of saying thank you for coming in and hanging out with me, and just showing my appreciation to those who are supporting me online, not just on Amazon, but also on social media as a whole. I do this full time, so I appreciate the support, honestly. I believe it, test drones for a living. That's absolutely fantastic. So, and I'll tell you, I'm not the type of guy that's trying to become a millionaire. I just want to do the things that I enjoy, and provide for my family in the process. There you go. But anyway, let's go to the next one. Next one is the Holy Stone. Which one is this? That is the 360. Oh, you know what? We're just going to go straight into the video on that one. It is an awesome drone. So here we have the HS360 4K drone. So the Holy Stone HS360 drone is a new drone by Holy Stone, and it has a in-body stabilization, 2-axis gimbal, and intelligent flight. There's a follow me mode, and image tracking, and waypoints fly. And even has a GPS return to home. This drone can also take an SD card of up to 128 gigabytes, which will help you get the best quality 4K video back from this drone that you can share on social media with your family and friends. And I kind of like the new controller with the display in the center and the phone holder, which actually is at the bottom versus being at the top, like some of the other controllers that they've had in the past. The controller does require AAA batteries, 4 of them, which are not included, but overall it's a very nice little setup. Comes with a nice case, and I'm really looking forward to getting out and flying this drone and sharing some of my experience with it in future videos. I truly thank Holy Stone for sending this drone out to me for me to try out and share my experience with you. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. So this is the Holy Stone HS360, and I'm gonna tell you, it's got a 2-axis gimbal on it, but it is very nice. In-body stabilization, rock steady, so you can get some nice steady camera angles and all of that. It's a nice upgrade mid-beginner drone, a little bit more advanced, but it's fantastic. Now, the thing I will tell you, and I said this, I will be honest with you, I had my own personal difficulties with this drone. And the reason why is because I started off flying very expensive drones when I first started into my hobby. So you start to take things for granted when you do that. I think it's better to start with a lower, more cost-effective beginner drones first, and then work your way up to the more expensive. And the reason why is because the more features and functions there are, like obstacle avoidance and all of that, the more of those features are on those other drones, the more you take them for granted. And if you crash one of those other drones, more expensive drones, the damage and your ability to fix the damage is usually a little bit or a lot more difficult than it is on something like the HS360 or any of the other drones. Now, one of the things that I really like about this particular drone is the controller. I really like this controller. It does give you a ton of information here, as you saw in the video on there, and it's a very nice controller. The other thing I like about it is the fact that your phone, this is my second favorite phone holder on one of these types of controllers, because, and what you'll have to do, especially on a phone as big as mine, there's a lip here. So you'll put it in from the bottom and then press it down on the bottom. So you'll put the phone in this way and then pull this down and press it down. And that's how you'll put your phone into the phone holder. This guy does require batteries. It requires 4 AAAs. So you'll want to make sure you have those. It does not come with AAA batteries. But this is an awesome controller. I really, really like it. This one comes with a case. Very nice. Again, $239. This is what the price tag is on it currently. So you're getting a very nice quality drone. And 2 batteries, good flight time on them, and a very nice but heavy drone. So this drone, and I'm trying to remember, I think I mentioned this in the video, but this drone is, with the battery, 279 grams with the battery installed. And actually, I don't usually do that. I left the battery all the way installed. That's not a good thing. So it comes with these little spacers. You put the spacer in it, and it removes the contact of the battery from the drone. You will notice at the top I also have some Velcro. So if you want to fly at nighttime, I put a anti-collision light on the top, or even flying during the day. Sometimes if you want to make sure that you can keep track of where your drone is, I actually have a what do you call it? Apple tag that I have Velcro on the bottom of, that I place on some of my drones to make sure if they do happen to drift or anything like that, if I have to emergency land them in the grass somewhere, I'll know where to find them. Because if something like this goes down in the grass, which I had it go down in the grass, you may have some difficulty finding it. So what difficulty did I have with this? Oh yeah, and the camera is actually, like I said, it's got a nice gimbal, horizon leveling, and angle. Your degree angle of the camera itself is actually controlled by the gimbal on here, but your side to side is not. So it uses the rock steady stabilization in order to do that. What I was going to say is this drone is sensitive to making sure that you're taking off from or turning it on. What it does is it calibrates itself every time you turn it on. If you do not place it on a level surface, the GPS and the, how do you say it, ICMU, I think it is, they will battle with each other, and that will cause you to have the toilet bowl effect. So you want to make sure that you always start this drone, and this is one of those things that you'll learn because you may take advantage of with a much more expensive drone if you don't do that. And if that much more expensive drone has the same issue at some point, then guess what? Then you've crashed your drone that's much more expensive than one like this that you can actually learn on. So make sure you turn it on a level surface, so when it calibrates and then it does its gyro calibration and all of that, and this drone will not ask you for a calibration every time you take off. You may or may not, if you move to a different place, want to recalibrate the gyro and the compass on it every time you move to a different location. Just saying that, because I took off with it sitting in the grass on my landing pad and I knew it wasn't level, and so it threw off the calibration, and so the GPS and the gyro inside the drone were fighting with each other, and that's how you know. So when you take off, you always take off, let it hover for a period of time, and then you go and fly whatever mission is you want to fly. So you can pay attention to what it's doing. If it's acting in any way, shape, or form, and this is true for any drone, I don't care how much money you spend on it. If you buy a $2,000 drone, if you take off, you always hover for a good 15, 20 seconds. You could hover for 30 seconds. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage to your battery life. And make sure that you're paying attention to what it's doing when you take off, every time you take off. Pay attention to what it's doing. If it's doing anything not quite right, land it and try to figure out what's going on. Go back into your manual, read to see if there's something that you didn't do or something that you can do to take care of that, and then go back. This one challenged me for that reason. So I took a lot of things for granted. Many of these drones do not have but it's the same for many of them. So many of these drones don't have, if you like, you're not going to do a trim on this drone because the gyro is the one that's controlling the position or the steadiness of the drone, right? So some of the other drones that have those that other functionality, you won't have to worry about as much. That don't have that functionality, you won't have to worry about as much, is because it's just going to sit in the air. If the wind blows, it's going to drift. You're going to compensate for it. Where these, they're going to try. The smarter the drone is, it's the more difficulty you could possibly have if you do not follow the instructions in the manual perfectly. And I say perfectly because for me, I fly 15 million drones. I know I'm saying a lot here, but I really want to make sure I hammer this home. I fly a ton of drones, as you can see. So I often have to take the manual out for many of the drones every single time I go to fly them, review the manual before I take off so I know where everything is. Emergency stops it because it's different for every one of these, and make sure that I understand that. If you have 2 drones, most likely you're going to know exactly what those procedures are and you're going to get used to them. But I wanted to throw all of that at you so you knew. But this is an awesome drone as well. Absolutely love it. It does take an micro SD card of up to, I'm trying to remember, I think this was up to 256. I've got a card in this one. I keep spare cards for them. And I'm going to create more content on this one because my demo that you saw is showing video not from the SD card, but video from what you receive back in the app. And it also gives you, this one will give you, you can go back in the app and view your flight logs and see where you flew. It will replay them. This is a really, really great drone, and the app for this one is also very well made. So talked a lot about that guy, but it's an awesome drone. And so I look forward to getting out. Normally, and I'll just share this piece with you. Normally when I test these drones out, what I do first is I go out, I've got this nice little somewhat secluded area that's surrounded by trees. I test drones there first. The reason why I test them there is because I usually only test them at no higher than 20 feet. I do a couple of rounds in circles and a couple of maneuvers. And if everything works there well, then I go out to the lake. And I take video and pictures. If I try to get boats going by or get some more scenic video and pictures so that I can see how good the quality is and what this would look like if you were actually out there taking a picture to say, hey, I just visited this place and I'm sharing it on social media. That's what I do. So I test them in a somewhat controlled environment first in case something happens, and then I take them out to the lake. Because the last thing I want to do is have a drone fly out in the lake and take a dive. Because if it does, I can't retrieve it, So just wanted to share that piece with you, and that's kind of my process on how I test these drones. And often I do have to read the manuals multiple times every time I go out to take them to fly. So I'm getting into, I love flying. In case you don't know this, I love flying. I was in aviation in the military. Just to give you a little piece, I worked on weapon systems on Cobras, Apaches, and 58 Deltas. Hellfire missiles, 20 millimeter, 30 millimeter guns on the turret, and all of the electronics that allow those to run. Chasing wires from one end of a Cobra to the other, and all of that, testing the systems and everything. I love flight. I went into aviation because I wanted to fly. I wanted to be a Black Hawk pilot, but that didn't work out for me. Not because I wear glasses, because I wasn't wearing glasses then. I just, being young and stupid, I just didn't continue to pursue. I gave up on that desire. But drones have given me an opportunity to fly in ways that is more cost effective for me. I don't have to go out and get a pilot's license, but I am Part 107 certified. And I can really see the beautiful world around us from the air using one of my fantastic drones. So I love love drones, but I also love anything that flies. So this is my first ever helicopter. Helicopter. I've never had one before. This is the first one. I actually just got this week to try out, and I'm so excited about it. I'm looking forward to trying out more. This is a beginner grade indoor helicopter. I have flown it outdoors. I got a little bit, I had a cat following it outdoors when I was trying to fly it. Caught a little bit of wind, so it's a little bit difficult to control if you have any wind with this guy. But it's an indoor, but it's for 14 and up. Teenage and up, that's what this is for, because it can be somewhat it could be a little bit dangerous. So let's take a look at the video I have on it. And I have crashed this numerous times, by the way. So one of the things that I like about it as well, you see that it's green right now. It's got an LED light inside, but you can change the color of the LED from the remote. I didn't happen to catch that in video though. In a second, I'll have an outside view. But that's what it sounds like. Turn that sound down a little bit. It's a little loud. And here I'm flying it outside. That was just a brief because I did not fly it anytime in a way that wasn't showing our address and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to maintain some privacy. So I'm going to have to go out and shoot some more video of this guy flying or inside the house and share that with you in a future video. I do plan on doing a video. There will be a video posted here at Amazon on this guy soon. But to me, this is a awesome little aircraft. It really is. I'm trying to, this thing keeps going to the wrong place. I'm trying to show it to you. The price on it, $35.99. That is just an awesome price as well. And I really do. I think it's great. So let's see. Drones. Camera drones. Where's my other idea list? Okay, beginner drones and aircraft. It should be in here. And there it is. So DRC, and there's another one that I have there. DRC has a couple. I do want to try out a couple of their other ones, but this is it, the Shark, Black Shark. And like I said, you can change the color of the LED on the inside, and it's pretty light. It's got a modular battery, so it uses a USB-C, micro USB to USB-C cable and it's a standard connection, of course. So you can charge these with anything, and you just take it and slide it right in the bottom there. It makes contact, turn it on and off, and that's it. The reason why I say that this should be for a teenager, basically, age or somewhat mature kid, is because these are very thin blades. Now, I'm pretty sure that if you got your hand in this, it probably wouldn't hurt you, but I wouldn't take a chance with that. It does come with an extra set of blades, and it also comes with an extra rear tail rotor. And yeah, it's just fun. It's a fun little plane to fly, fun little helicopter to fly around. And again, the first time I've ever had a helicopter, and I really need to fly it a little bit more. And I plan on doing that. I think it's fantastic. And so the price on it, again, $35.99, and it's awesome. Comes with everything you need except batteries for the controller. And I didn't actually show you the controller, did I? I apologize for that. Not a whole lot to the controller. The controller is pretty simple, honestly. But before we even talk about that, $35.99, and there's a 10% coupon there make sure you jump on that and get that sucker so for the holidays as a gift for the holidays, for a gift or a present, or for whoever you'd like to get it for. This is the controller, not a lot to it. These two buttons right here at the bottom. So you have a status LED, and these two buttons are trim buttons. So if it's drifting, you can trim it up. And then all you have is on this stick, you have a rotation left and right and a forward and reverse. And in this one, just controls your altitude. It does have an altitude hold. It will drift up and down a little bit, but for the most part, has an altitude hold. And then your on-off switch. And then you have two buttons at the top. One of the buttons actually changes the color of the LED. And I actually do not remember what the other button does. Let's take a look real quick. It comes with a manual, of course. The other button is the one key takeoff and landing. And that's what the other button does. So you tap on it, it'll take off. You tap on it, it'll land. And I'm pretty sure, yep, emergency stop. Made that mistake also. Held down the button trying to land it, and it shuts off and slams into the ground. About 2 feet off the ground when I did that with this one. And so, like I said, it's good to have something that's durable that you can try that with, that's not going to cause you issues. It's a nice little helicopter, beginning helicopter, something to start off with. Pretty stable in the air, but made for indoors. I believe this is made for indoors. You saw that briefly in the video, flew it outdoors, but it is subject to wind. It is subject to wind. So just wanted to let you know that. So we are getting ready to wind it up. Got just very few more things to share with you here, but this next one, at this point, it's like my go-to. What I'll do in the morning sometime after breakfast is I'll run outside and I'll get my shower in, all that kind of stuff. After breakfast, I go over to a field and I take this guy out to fly. This is the YZ 530 Pro, styrofoam, nice little air plane. Now, what attracted me to this was TikTok. I see this guy on TikTok all the time. You know, the nose is soft, so he's like doing this, and he throws it and flies it around the factory floor, and then comes back, and they got like tons of them everywhere. So I saw this, and I was like, holy cow. I wonder if that's really any good, because I've been wanting to fly fixed wing. Drone flying is fantastic. Drones are interesting in that you can go forward, reverse, side to side, and all of that. A plane, you're basically only going to go up, down, but you're always going to be moving forward for the most part with a plane. And I really wanted to fly a plane. So I got this guy and love it. Absolutely love it. Now the one in the carousel is yellow, and that's the only version of it that they seem to have out now. And I've only had this for like 2 or 3 weeks, but $50.99. It does come with landing gear. I do a hand launch. I throw it. The thing that I like about it is it has protection for your props in the back. I think that is really good as well. And so if you make a hard landing or anything like that, you don't have to worry about it. It looks like the one that they have here. This one came with the protection. The one that's in the carousel does not have protection for the props, it seems. But it does come with 2 extra props. And it's just fun to fly. I mean, it's a ton of fun to fly. So I've taken it out and I've gotten really good. So the only thing that I had a problem with, 2 things. If you get this, the nose pops off. So the nose does come off. The reason why my nose is staying attached is because I put a needle in the side into the foam to hold the nose, because I lost the nose the first day I went out to fly. And so I went out and found the nose, and so I put a needle in it to hold it on. The other thing is, this thing is tail heavy. So the slightest, at least this one, the slightest bit of acceleration and it would do this. So you end up doing what they call a porpoise, up, down, up, down, up, down. So what I did was, that is hot glue. I put a glob of hot glue on the nose underneath the nose and weighed it down just a hair, and that seemed to work perfectly. And it keeps the nose down just enough, but I can still get nice elevation from it and bring it back down. It is awesome. So let's take a look at that one really, really quick.
Trying to keep it low.
So there you go. I love this plane. Now the good thing about the yellow one that you see in the carousel is yellow. So you notice that I had some difficulty seeing this guy because it's dark colored, it's blue. But the yellow one, when it's low, when you're flying low, you might have a little bit of difficulty at altitude in seeing it versus the sky. Because I actually ran in that building on the side. I ran this guy into that building this morning. I ran him right into the building, and the reason why I ran into the building is because the sun was on that side and I was blinded for a second, and I had it pretty high in the sky. But ran into the building, it must have hit pretty hard too, because I see some little creases in the side here. But this thing can handle, and what I see is, you know, them doing all of this. Well, this I do have a crack there. I ran into a sign, but it's pretty, I'm not going to do a whole lot of bending, but it's pretty durable. What the other ones that I've seen are made out of may be a little bit more durable than this one, but this is just fun. It's just fun. For a fixed wing, my first fixed wing, I want one with, you know, actual control surfaces. I do have one in my ideal list that I've been eyeing that I want to try eventually, and I did. I had to hot glue this arm. I did, like I said, I ran into a sign the other day. But awesome. I've got another one coming that's red that's a little bit different from this one. It's got the props inside the wings. I'm going to be trying out, and hopefully, again, next week I'll be talking about that one. But this is truly a ton of fun, and it's not. You see, I was out at a soccer field, and I'm looking for planes that I can actually fly in a soccer field size space. I was out at a soccer field and making circles, and now I'm getting to the point where I can actually bring this guy down. I don't have that in the video, but I'm going to post more video on my YouTube page, YouTube channel, on this guy, flying it lower to the ground. I've gotten to the point where I know exactly how to give it just as much, just enough throttle and all of that. So this one is your throttle, and then all you do is left and right. That's the only control you have, is power and left and right, throttle, left and right. And what that does is, I don't have the battery in. This particular one only comes with one battery, and supposedly it can take off from the ground, if you put the landing gear on. But what was I getting ready to say about it? Essentially, as you're steering, all it does is it spins one prop faster than the other, and that's how it steers. And if you want to go up, you give it more power, it noses up and it climbs. And if you want to come down, you give it less power, it noses down and it will start to come down. The other thing that I found out about this guy, just a tip, is that when you go into a turn, you have to throttle up if you don't want it to descend, because it will as it goes into a turn. It always descends. Or if you give it just enough power, it will maintain altitude at that level. But sometimes if it's going a little bit too high, I'll try to make it turn. If you're turning and you feel like you're getting ready to come down and hit the ground, stop the turn and give it some throttle, and it will start to climb. Because I've come close to hitting the ground a couple of times and be able to keep it in the air. So I've been able to fly this thing, keep it in the air for like 5 minutes and until the battery runs out. It does have lights across the top, and it has lights here at the bottom. And when your battery starts to get low, your lights will start to flash. So you can fly this guy at dusk, but keep in mind that you still have to follow FAA regulations anytime you're flying anything outdoors, because so it is well below 249 grams, so you don't have to register it, but you still want to get your trust certification and get that education on how to fly. And if you're going to fly anything at nighttime, you have to put that anti-collision light that can be seen up to 3 miles away. Look in my idea list. I have the perfect one in there for you. There's quite a few out there. There's a lot of grass falling off of this guy. But there's quite a few out there for you. But, we got a couple more. We're a little over 2 hours. So we're gonna end here really quickly. But I'm going to share this next one with you. Not my favorite. I don't know if I showed you this. There it is, the yellow one. And it comes with the extra props, landing gear, and all of that. So just want to make sure I showed that to you. So let's go to the next one, and that is a boat. And it's one of the first boats. I've got 2 boats that I'm going to show you. I'm going to be brief. This one is okay. It's okay. It's good for kids, and I'll tell you why in just a second. It's good for kids, and it's not good for kids. I'll explain that. Part of the reason why it's good for kids is because it's not very fast. So tell me, do you think this is a nice little boat? So do you think that's a nice little boat? I actually kind of like it. There's things that I like about it, but it's, I guess because I really would like something a little bit more hobby grade, with a little bit more speed on it. But for a kid, this thing is slow enough that you can put it in a good sized pool and just have a ball with it. And for kids, it's a really, really nice little boat, because it is currently $45.99. You're not going to get the green one that I have here. It comes in blue. They did a switch. As I was trying to get this get ready for this live stream, notice that they switched it. But it's a blue one and a white one, $45.99, and there's a coupon to get extra $6 off if you drop that in your cart. Great for, like I said, great for a pool. It does have 2 motors, and your props are internal. You cannot see the props. It shoots the water out of the back. It sucks in to the front here. They sucks the water in, and the water shoots out of the back. You do have LEDs across the top. The LEDs will tell you when the battery's getting low, and you can turn those LEDs on and off. They'll start flashing when the battery gets low. The thing I do not like about this boat is the batteries it doesn't come with a lot. It comes with your charger, which is a little bit different. It's a USB charger, and then it comes with your batteries. Now, the one that you would get is probably a little bit different. You see that it's got this nice little tab on the top. It locks the battery in place. But unlike some other boats, this one does not. It is active as soon as you put the battery in. So if you put the battery in it, it automatically is active. So, and it's not necessarily easy to get the battery out. So if you look, you see the lights are flashing. And so, and what I have to do to get the battery out, because this one had a little tab on the front, the tab pulled off. The one that you see up in the store doesn't have that tab. So pulling that battery off can be a little difficult. I have to either use like a screwdriver, or I use my pocket knife and just wedge in there and lift the battery out. If you leave the battery in, it will drain the battery completely out and possibly kill your battery. And I don't know if these are lipos or not. It's a 2C 7.4 volts, so it's a 2-cell battery, but I don't know what type of battery it is. Whether it's a lipo, or it probably tells you in the manual. Haven't really reviewed the manual. I took it out and yesterday and played around with it for the first time. It's a nice little boat, but it doesn't come with a stand or anything. So you can have fun with it, but like I said, it's good for kids. Make sure that you take the battery out. It does have a decent controller. You got you have a button here. If you press that button, if it gets turned upside down, if you press that button, it will start to alternate the motors until it flips itself over. So it does a very good job of flipping itself over. And then you have, and when it recognizes that it's right side up, it'll stop automatically. You can turn the LED lights on and off. You have a speed trim. I had it turned all the way up for those videos, and a steering trim. And I didn't have to trim the steering at all. There is a reverse, but the reverse is not that powerful of a reverse. It'll let you get it where you need it, so you can reach it to take it out of the water. I was on a dock, as you saw, so I had to put it in reverse and back it up to the dock, or stop it from moving forward. Just use it to kind of slow it down so that I could reach down and pick it up out of the water. But other than that, it's a nice little boat. It is. And like I said, it would be perfect for a swimming pool. Young kids, you would just have to, and I would say for any RC, you want to make sure that you're monitoring. But because it doesn't have a stand, a display stand or anything, you're going to have to find some place to put it or keep it in the box. And that's one of the things I don't like about it. But other than that, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just slow. It's kind of cool, different idea. I did have a couple of people stop by and watch me drive it around and said, hey, that's kind of cool. So you may like this a little bit better than I do, but it's some nice, it's a nice little boat for kids. All right, I just say that. $45, and save an additional $6 when you clip the coupon. Make sure you do that. And that's that. Not bad. The next one, another boat, and that's the reason why I threw this one in here, because this is a boat that I like more. Did I bring the controller? Yeah, here's the controller. Not a lot to the controller. You got your trim on the front and the back there. And it's a DRC boat. And as you know, yes, DRC did send that out to me to try out, and I do actually like it. They have 3 boats. They only sent me this one. DRC, send me another boat. Come on. I'm joking, but they have been very gracious with sending this out to me. The thing that I like about this is that the boat doesn't have an on-off switch, but it doesn't come on unless it's sitting in the water. It detects that it's in the water. This one has LED lights. I haven't taken it out at nighttime to see what the LED lights are like on it. It has a cooled cooled yeah, so the battery's installed. Batteries there. It comes with 2 batteries. It has a water-cooled motor. You see the water cooling in there. And it seals pretty well, so you don't have to worry about water getting into the boat. Not only that, but you cannot flip this unless you put something on top of it. If you try to put it in the water like this, it's going to automatically self-right itself, so you don't have to worry about that. Comes with additional prop and some additional parts, 2 batteries, and nice little warning. I never took that sticker off. It says the hot water coming out of here, so be careful. But I love this boat. It is fantastic, and you'll be able to see, this is my favorite boat because this is one of my only boats. I have 3 now. This is my favorite out of all of those. So here you go. Now you see the difference in the speed on this one. And it comes with a display stand. You can adjust the speed on it, so you might be able to get it slow into a good sized pool or something like that, but to me it's pretty fast. They say 20 miles plus, and I have not tested the speed on it myself, so I don't know. It does have a demo mode, so it will do circles in the demo mode as well, and that's just single button on the controller. Sorry for the loud wind there, and I just noticed that I have the volume all the way up on that demo. But it is an awesome boat. Now, the thing I haven't done with the boats is to test the range and the radio range. And the reason why I haven't tested the radio range on them is because I don't have a recovery boat as of yet. So when I get a recovery boat, then I may test the range on them because, I've got a nice long area that I can actually test to see when it cuts out, when it stops getting a signal. I can test the cars pretty well, and I've gotten very good range on many of these cars. I actually haven't had a car go out of range on me yet, but I haven't been able to test that with the boats yet because, again, I'm not swimming, I don't have a kayak, and I don't have a recovery boat. So when I get a recovery boat, I may test that as well. But again, nice, fast little boat, and I enjoy it. And like I said, comes with a nice little display stand. So I'll sit that on, and I'm actually trying to get myself another set of, because I need it at this point with all my RCs, put another one here. I had a refrigerator sitting there. I got rid of it. And I'm getting ready to do a little bit more in my office space to put some display space for some of these RCs that I have here. But again, very nice. It does require AA's, 4 AA batteries. Again, they're down in the carousel. So if you need them, make sure you drop AA's down in the carousel. So the next couple of things I'm just going to go through real quick. We've been on here for a minute. I hope that you've found some value in what I've shared with you here today. Normally after my live streams, I don't tear down. Tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow's my our quote unquote rest day. We usually chill and don't work on Saturdays, but I get up pretty early in the morning. So usually on Saturday or Sunday, I'll come down and put everything away and prepare for the work that I'm going to do for the week. So I usually do that. So the next one is a ramp, and it's the Fresh Park ramp, and it's something I've been drooling over, honestly. I really want to get this ramp because I think it's possibly a better ramp than the ones that the one I've been using. I do want to build a ramp. I can build one, but it's going to take a little bit of time, and I'm very busy with, you know, trying out different products and whatnot. But this one is a bike ramp that I think is awesome. If you look in the idea list that this ramp is in, there's another ramp as well, which I shared in a previous live stream. But this is a bike ramp, and I think it's a great one. And I've actually seen a couple of YouTubers that do RCs use this ramp as well. And I like it. It folds, the legs fold down. It's probably not the easiest one to store, but I still like it. So eventually, I'm hoping that will be something I can invest in so that I can actually get some really good, you know, video of jumping these, or my experience jumping these cars off of ramps and whatnot. But I just wanted to share that with you. The other thing that I wanted to share with you as well is, we'll go back to my drone idea list, because I know this is not in the car one, is if you're curious about wind speeds, and I'm constantly talking about, hey, you don't want to fly your drone in too much wind. If you are concerned about that and you want to know, okay, I know my drone is rated for this much wind, and let me see what, you know, how fast the wind is outside. This is a good option for you. It's a nice little, oh, I pulled it over here already. Comes with a case, comes with the batteries, it comes with everything you need. You just put the batteries in, and it actually gives you more than just your wind speed. It gives you wind, barometer, and there's a mode. I don't remember what the TRH is, but it gives you an altitude as well. So I'll turn it on. I'll see if I can show you the screen. Get over here to this one. So that's the screen, and it's trying to detect the wind speed in miles per hour right now. It's telling you that it's 77.9 degrees here in my office, which is perfect for me, which is the same thing that my little thing here is telling me. And it's a basement. This is a basement office or basement studio, so I monitor my humidity and my temperature, actual room temperature here. So your wind speed, blow into it, it's giving me the wind speed, and it's slowing down, and you see how quiet it is. I take this outside and it's like nothing. It just gives me the wind speed. Barometer, gives you the barometer, 29.66. Relative humidity percentage is at the bottom there. Let's set it back to wind speed, and you can do a couple of things: kilometers per hour, feet per minute, knots, and miles per hour. And I always set mine to miles per hour because that's what I use to check. That's what I'm usually checking, is how many miles per hour is the wind. And it comes with a screwdriver too, because you're going to have to take screws off to put your batteries in. And a manual. It does come with a manual, so you can figure out what you need to do to use it, or what functions it has and all of that. I just shared this because, like I said, many of these RCs that I've been sharing with you today, especially beginner RCs, you don't want to take them out in greater than like 10-mile-an-hour winds. If you notice that your drone is drifting or your helicopter is drifting in a certain direction, you could take this and very easily tell, okay, the wind speed is about what this is. After a while, you'll get used to judging without this what the actual wind speed is, but I think this is great to have. I actually think it's great to have, especially, and it's not that expensive. It's 40, whoops, what did I do? I switched to Logitech, which is covered by mistake. Go back to that. It's $49.99. There's a couple of versions. There's another version that's $30.99, but this particular one is in my idea list. So if you do want to come back and check it out, I don't have any. It doesn't have a coupon or anything on it at this point. But if they do, I'll make sure that I bring it back. And but I think it's a great tool to have, especially if you're into flying drones and all of that. The other one, of course, is I'm always looking for, I must have took them and put them somewhere else. Where's my SD cards? I have a nice little case that I keep my SD cards in, and usually it's here. It must be It's not over here. But there's a couple of different brands of SD cards that I'm trying out and that are a little bit more cost effective. It may be sitting over there on my desk, but a little bit more cost effective. And let's take a look back. There's two different brands that I'm kind of testing out. One I've had the opportunity to test, which is the PNY brand. These are $19, and if I've got multiple drones, so I usually end up having. That's probably why I don't have my case here with all of them in there. A couple of different ones that I can place into, try out in different drones so I can capture and see what kind of footage I can get. Idealist, and take me back to the same one. And so I'm always looking for good deals on micro SD cards. I'm always trying to find a good deal. And this 4Ks should be in here. And so there's two versions and it's not in here. Well, looky there. Well, how do you know? What do you think about that? Okay, so maybe I put it over there. So the PNYs. Do I have them in here? So Samsung, I guess I don't have them in my idea list. I'm gonna have to make sure I put them in there. And that's what I'm saying sometimes, because I add these in. They have to be in one of my idea lists because they're there. But I add these into my idea list so you can find them if you want to come back and look through. And these are very good. $19 for three 64 gigabyte SD cards. And again, there's another brand that's a little bit less expensive. Keep checking my idea list to see which ones I have available for you. We are definitely, we're going to hit 3 hours in a little bit. One other thing, and I keep looking because I've added a lot to, I'm actually in the future going to have less in my carousel because I'm trying to make sure I keep this to no more than about an hour to hour and a half, because you have things to do and I want you to get the most out of it. I have things to do. My wife's waiting for me right now, so I'm surprised she hasn't started pinging me saying, hey, you need to come on so we can start enjoying our weekend together. But if you're looking for something great to take out with you, I've tried a bunch of power banks. This one is a fantastic little power station. It's one of many that I have, but this one happens to be my favorite because of the screen. It gives you so much information, more than any of the other ones that I've tried so far. And it's a great power station, but it's $349.99. You're going to have a budget if you want to get this guy, but it is great. 12 ratings on it so far, and it's all 5 stars. I have not rated it myself, but I will be doing a video on this guy. It is awesome. It is a great little device. It does have wireless charging on the top. It even has an XD60 female connector in the back that you can use to daisy chain or add additional capacity to this power bank. So if you have a nice big power bank, you have another one of these, you can actually daisy chain them together to make it last longer. And I think that's awesome. It does do a pass-through charging as well, so you can be charging this while it is charging other devices, which is also fantastic. There's a different strap that it comes with. There's an actual arm strap and then this strap. I put this handle on there because I prefer the handle versus the strap. But yeah, it actually comes with a cigarette lighter as well. So I think that's okay, because I quit smoking about 3-4 years ago, but not something that I need. And I don't smoke cigars, but if you need it, if you need to start a fire or something like that, hey, there you go. You got it. You got a light here and lights on the front and a bunch of switches across the top to turn on the different functions. This one even has it has a little blue light, a little light on each side here. And that light, it actually comes with, I don't have it here. It actually comes with a, let's take a look over here and see if we can show you. It comes with these cables, no, it doesn't show you. which is surprising. I'm gonna have to make sure that I share that or show that in the video. So those little lights, you have one of these will turn those lights on, and it spirals. It's a nice little glass like flexible tubing that will light up. It's a ambient light or whatever. Pretty cool. Matter of fact, let me see. If I go down here, what does it show it? That's the display, and like I said, it gives you a ton of information. I think that's awesome. And no, it does not show you down there those lights. So I will be doing I will be posting content on this guy in the future. So some of the other things that I have down in the carousel are really just some things that I use on a regular basis, like the lipo bag, and even my lens cleaning wipes. I use those all the time. I think those are great. $22 for 400 of them. And always coffee and water, iron flask. I always have these, and they're always in my carousel. And if there are deals on them, I want to make sure that I add them in, because I have no relationship with Iron Flask. So I just share it because I like it and they work for me. I can put ice in this guy and it stays cold for a long time. I put my coffee in this and it'll stay warm almost all day. So, well, that's going to be pretty much it for me. Make sure you go and check out AlTone.online giveaways. Make sure you go check that out. I do have a giveaway running. It's going to be running for the next week. And that way, it's just a $20 gift card. Shoot, that will, if you win it, that'll pay for or not pay for, but it'll give you a good down payment on an Iron Flask water bottle. How about that? Or allow you to buy a pack of batteries or something like that. I truly appreciate you. Like I said, I'll be cutting. I'm going to do things a little bit differently in the future. I'll be showing you a little bit fewer products per live stream, so that we can cut the time, because I really want to make sure that you have the opportunity to see as much as possible of what I'm sharing with you, and take advantage of any deals that I might have that I'm sharing as well. I'm going to be working on trying to do giveaways for the giving away RC products. I'm trying to work with a few brands to try to do that in the future as well. Not just RC products, but if I have home products or anything else that I'm sharing here, and I can do a giveaway on them, I'm definitely going to try to do that. Just a way of showing you my appreciation for coming out and hanging out with me. So with that being said, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you take advantage of any of the promos that I have going on in here. If you got a couple of seconds to try to take advantage of those, and again, make sure you do clip any coupons that you can get your hands on. It's always good to save a little bit of change. Do your shopping now for the holidays so that you don't have to pay for it come January of next year. Just my piece of advice. Have an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you again for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you in a future live stream. Thank you so much. Take care.
Woke up, hopped out of bed, feeling great. Felt refreshed as the shower water hit my face. Headed to the kitchen and I'm about to get a plate. Chest up, shoulders back, yeah, I'm walking straight. I left all my cares behind me. I'ma keep shining, don't mind me. Keep my head up even when trouble finds me. Time to chill,